Hello everybody, welcome to a very different video than what you're used to seeing on this channel. So today we are on my computer because I noticed that there's some type of rub whenever I'm filling out my journals and my planners every day, because there's just this thing where I have lots of things that I want to do, but usually I don't take my planners with me because I don't write in them during the day I'm out and about. And I actually don't journal when I'm out and about. And also when I'm working, I have usually a notebook laying around where I write down what I'm doing work-wise, but it's not really one of the things that I want to keep track of, like for my personal reasons. It's just for work, so I can take a look at what I did the week before on the next Monday and register all my hours that I spent on everything. So that's not really what I want personally to keep track of. So I showed you that planner journal thing a while back where I went through all the different things that I wanted, and then I came up with that custom planner. You can kind of see that in the background there. That's the old one, although I already made a little adjustment back here. I've kind of adjusted this section down here, which was a little bit of a problem with the first version. And while we're looking at this, we might as well take a quick look at what it is that is the problem with my custom planner. First of all, this section down here I fixed. I had the section here with follower numbers that used to be over here, and then I had like a little bit of space here about the size of over here, and then I spent most of my energy on putting spend, where, what, budget trackers, that sort of thing in this little section over here. And I actually don't use it like that. What I found that I do is I just write down what I spent and where I spent it. And maybe I want to add a little column in the back here where I can put like a little checkbox or something. But also this follower number thing is, it needs space because I need to be able to write some numbers down. But maybe I can give it a little bit more space over here. And move you guys up a little bit because I don't need a lot to write down how much I spent. I shouldn't need a lot to write down how much I spent. So if I can maybe add a little column here. This is LibreOffice, by the way, so it's a little bit different from regular Microsoft Office. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna say yay or nay here, maybe. How do I do that real quick? If I just say I'll put a question mark. I just don't need a whole lot of space here. Just need to be able to put a little symbol there that says that it's okay or not. Okay, so then we have a little section where I'm gonna put where I spent what, and a section where I put what I spent. Oh, there's like a couple of cells here that are in the way. LibreOffice is a little more different. Can I delete selected column? Oh, there we go. Very good. Sometimes it messes it up entirely. All right, so then we have a reasonable amount of space to put what I spent, where I spent it, and then a little section over here where I can put a little symbol to indicate whether there was an okay expenditure or if it's something that I probably shouldn't have spent money on. Also, this thing has there. That ought to be enough space. All right, very good. So that's one thing that I wanted to fix. So that's one thing. When I made this document for the printer, I copy pasted this 365 times, or 366 actually, because it was a leap year, and that didn't end up quite printed as I wanted it to be printed. But okay, to make sure that I don't have to do it 366 times, I deleted all the other 365 pages, and I'm just looking at the first page over here. So I'm going to redesign this, and then when I'm done, I'm going to have it pasted a whole bunch of times so to fit next year, because I will continue to use the current planner that I've had printed recently, or in April or March. I think it was March or something when I printed it. Yeah, the third month. So that I don't have to have a new one printed for this year, because it does actually suffice. It's just that there's a couple of sections here that I'm not super happy with, and I need to reinvent them. But it's not that big of a deal that I just have to reprint everything. And also, I'm not going to be reprinting with that same company. Not that the company did anything wrong, because they did exactly what I asked, and I'm happy with the result and everything, save for a few things that I messed up personally. But I ordered a cinch the other day, and that's one of those devices from We Are Memory Keepers, where you can basically punch everything to a specification of a ring, so you can make it ring bound, and then I can make my own planner booklets. So all I have to do is print the sheets myself, There is one issue with that, and that is my current printer does not do double-sided well. For some reason, whenever I print the one side of the paper and then I want to have it double-sided printed, it goes and prints it out of sync for some reason. It doesn't pull the paper through correctly. So before I go ahead and print my new planner for 2025, I'm gonna have to get myself a different printer that's gonna be better at that. And that'll be another thing, but okay, that's not really related to what we're doing today. So anyway, I have this little bottom section now fixed. Now I'm going to go back to my notepad over here, and I'm going to make it a little smaller so I can see the thing itself. So things I want to track, journal slash daily, other way around. I'm not going to include my 5-year dailies. And what else do I have? Also, my tomorrow journal, I'm going to call it, because I have those as well. Those are excluded from today's evaluation because I do like using those. And also the older ones, health tracker, that was always excluded. I should call this exclude instead of ignore. Cannot type today. So we're excluding the 5-year dailies. 2 of them, the tomorrow journal and the elderly loved ones health tracker. There we go, L for short. We're excluding those, so we're only really going to look at the thing in the background that I tend to use on the daily and decorate with a lot of washi tape. That is basically the only place that now has my washi tape and stickers going to it, because I don't really do that a lot naturally. I find, as an aside, by the way, that I do a lot more writing and not so much drawing or decorating. I'm not particularly interested in that. I just like the act of writing stuff down to remember that something happened that day, because beforehand I had no idea what happened the day before. I knew that I did a couple of things, like I would know that I had been to a store, but like the little details of the day, that really didn't get transferred. At least not in my memory. So now that I'm writing everything down, it's actually a lot better. So that's something I want to continue doing. I have my 2 5-year dailies, so that's X2, my 1 tomorrow journal, and 1 over here that I use every few days whenever I go on visits. So that's that. We're going to ignore that. Like I said, we're going to look at this. All right, so the first thing that I wanted is this. I fixed this section now. Now up here I have some issues with some of this stuff. Oh, it's not actually selecting it as I wanted. Can I select everything? No. There's something wrong with the table. Ignore it. It's fine. Okay, so what we have here, day, month, year is fine. That one's staying. Word of the day is fine. Mood is fine. Maybe I'll go look for some actual images, although I do kind of like these. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. These are actually just regular letters. Just a capital O with that thing on top, and then a lowercase o for like a slightly less shocking day. This is just a meh. And then over here we have a it was okay. And then this is like, wow, what an amazing day, like that type of thing. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, that's good. I'm keeping that in. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger, like not these necessarily, but the other thing. Can I put this in the middle? Yes. I need a little bit more space for my word of the day. Maybe I'll give myself even more space. There we go. Word of the day usually requires a little bit more space than it had before, so that's taken care of. Now this section, even from the start, I was like, I need something to go here, but I don't really know what. And I already have activity. And initially I thought, okay, well, if I have a recurring event, like I'm going to the dentist or something, I could put it here. But that occurs maybe once a month or something. And it's not something that I think needs its own field. So most of the time this field is empty. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to have to think about that. Is there something that I'm wanting that I am going to have to put there? Who knows? We'll come up with that later, maybe. So activity is just something that I put here for, like, instance, dust the living room. I'll put that here, and then over here I'll make a couple notes on what I thought about the activity and stuff like that, and that's all fine. Like, I like to write down I don't know, just observations about the activity. things that came to mind, or something that happened when I carried out said activity, or something. Like yesterday I had activity, use the home trainer, so my exercise bike. So I spent some time on that, and then afterwards I wrote down like, oh yeah, if I have music playing, it's a lot easier to spend time on the home trainer, because I just have like this zoning out that I do, and then I don't really focus on the physical activity as much as if I were sitting there maybe watching a regular YouTube video where I'm thinking but also aware of what my body is doing. So I put on some music that really takes me to another place, basically, and so I am kind of zoning out on the exercise bike with my headphones on, because I don't think my neighbors will appreciate the type of music that I select during such times, and I don't want my neighbors to be upset with my music choices. So I do that, and then I write that down here. That's fine. If 3-4 lines is usually okay. Normally don't have a lot to say about this, so this is fine. All right, so daily thoughts. The issue with daily thoughts is that it's kind of in the way of my 5-year dailies. These two, I already have 2 of them that I want to keep up because I started both of them at the same time, and it'd be kind of a waste. At least I feel like it would be a waste. I know they're both undated, like it's not an issue if I don't write something on one day, because then I just use that same spot for next year's day of that day, and so it's not an issue, but I'd like to have them continuously filled out. So those I'm going to keep filling out every day. Now the issue and why it's in conflict with these daily thoughts is that nothing much happens on most of my days. There's a couple of things, a couple of themes that happen, and mostly I don't really have enough day to fill both the daily thoughts and the 2 dailies. I find that I am limiting what I put in here because I don't want to take like stuff away that I could have put in one of these. I don't want to have duplicate entries like that. So this is already quite a lot to cover most of what's happening in my day and my thoughts. So I don't really need this. That means that we have a whole section here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 if I wanted to, lines that I am not using. So I need to come up with something else for this. So let's see, I have my day, month, year, that's going in there. I have the word of the day, I have my mood, I have my activity, and the activity thoughts. So what could I put over here with the daily thoughts? What is something that I don't have yet that maybe I want to have? Also going to write down the followers, that's in there, and then money spent. That's something that's going on down there. So I have all that covered. I could maybe make this a to-do or half-done section. I could maybe work with that, just as an experiment. What I might do then is just kind of print out, or actually no, I won't print out. I'll just adjust a few of my current planner days, the ones that I already had printed, and then split this up into 2 sections. Like over here, I'll put a to-do that'll have to fill out the day beforehand, obviously, and then over here-ish, I'll put a half done, like that. So that's okay. Now I saw a video by a channel called Flatability, and I don't know if you guys are aware of him. He's really knowledgeable about Filofaxes, which is like a planner ring system from England that used to make super quality planners. They still make planner rings. They're not quite the same. I think they do still produce leather ones, but it's kind of like as soon as the production left England back in the 90s, I think, kind of went downhill because things, of course, needed to be cheaper made and more profit, like most companies do. But anyway, so he had a video recently about to-do lists, and there's like people, of course, who put to-dos in a section like this, like just a couple of lines like that. Or you could put to-do lists in little square boxes and then mark out the boxes. And the boxes one is a little easier to see what you still need to do. And when I was watching the video, I was like, oh, hey, well, if you have a bunch of boxes, why not make it into a game? So I posted a comment like, hey, you could make it like a to-do bingo type of thing. And also, if you are working with a grid of boxes, maybe you could also do something like a to-do tic-tac-toe, that type of thing. Just make it the gamify thing. So I'm thinking I might make this into a column, maybe an extra column or two, like that. 3 columns? Sure. Everything else is going out of alignment. That's okay, we'll fix it somewhat. This section is fortunately not the same as that, so it doesn't move with them. So I'm going to try to make these somewhat evenly spaced. Like not this. Pretty sure there is a function for that. Let me see if I can find it. Size. Row height, optimal row height, distribute rows evenly. Is that the thing? Oh, distribute columns. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's it right there. There you go. So there is that. And now I have too many rows because I wanted the boxes to be a little bit smaller, or no, bigger rather, not smaller. If I remove a couple of rows, I remove 1 row, but then we get really small ones. Let's take a look. Let's remove this row and take a look what we do. Delete row. Like that. And still a little bit too big. Now I'll delete 2 rows. Let's make it a 3 by 3. Delete rows like that. Very good. And then I will make them a little bit bigger. We'll work on that in a moment. I'll do the same with the half done. No, half done is okay as a set of lines. That's fine. Because then I can just line them or list them. It's just the to-dos that I want to gamify. So I'm going to have to stretch this a little bit. Whoop, until we are kind of at the bottom of the page. I want 1 line left. Yep, there we go. And then I will take these over here, and then we use the size and say distribute rows evenly. Ooh, not what I wanted, but thanks. I'll fix it. Okay, so I need it to be smaller, more like this. Come on. Sometimes it does exactly what you want, and other times it goes, nope, just like that. I need it to be a little bit smaller. So this one's still a little bit too big. Can I now put an enter down here? I cannot. It needs to be even smaller. Okay, fine. Are we there yet? Now it's good. Okay, so they're not quite even, but that's okay. I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to say, give them all of the lines. Thank you. Now we have a little grid box over here with to-dos. So we could put like a bunch of these to-dos in here, and then maybe like try to accomplish a certain pattern with your finished to-dos, like mark them off, and then you get like a, oh, I got this, like a tic-tac-toe thing. I'll just call it to-do tac-toe while I'm at it. Tac-toe. There. Ta-da. There. Save that, and I'm going to zoom out because it's super huge right now. 130, 100%. There we go. All right. Very good. So that's good. I've got my to-do tac-toe over there. I've got my half-dones, which still has a bunch of lines. That's fine. Activity notes is good. Recurring event. Still not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't want to move activity up because activity can sometimes be a full line of text, and recurring event has too little space for that to be a useful use of space. It's not a very good sentence, but you know what I mean. It doesn't belong there. It doesn't fit there. So what am I going to do with that? I think I'm going to put something here that reminds me of whether or not I had a decent day's worth of eating. And by that I mean like I want to like not go over a certain amount of calories because I'm getting a little too heavy. I need to lose some weight, so I think I will put like something here that says calories or calorie budget, maybe a good one. And I'm not going to put a number here. Is that how you spell calorie? Singular? I don't know. Could be. That looks weird. No, I think it is like this. Okay, calorie budget. And then I'm not going to put a number here. I'm going to say under, on, or over. Will that fit? No. But if I make it slightly smaller, this text, then it probably will. Wait. Under, on, or over. Okay, so the idea behind that being at the end of the day, which is usually when I fill out my daily planner anyway, or my journal, I guess, or memory keeping, whatever this is, I tend to look back at what's been going on, and then I will make sure to note whether, without actually looking at the actual number, I feel like I was under my calorie budget on it, or around it, or over it, and that'll also kind of keep track of what's been going on with that. Also to look back, and because sometimes you have a day where you just have a birthday party or something, and you eat the cake because you don't want to, I don't know, make people feel like you don't appreciate their birthday by not eating their birthday cake or whatever. Sometimes you have that, and at least I always feel that way. Like, oh, if it's somebody's birthday, I don't want to like pass up on the snack that they brought because that kind of seems disrespectful on their birthday, but okay, that's a whole different matter. Anyway, so you have days like that where you're just kind of over and it's not really your fault, quote unquote, even though you could have like said no, but you know, those days exist. And sometimes you're like, okay, well, I guess a day is okay. It won't really hurt my weight issue too much. But if you have several of those days in a row, you can start to go, oh, wait, maybe I should do a little less next couple of days because I need to balance things out, like that type of thing. So with this, I might be able to keep kind of track of that. At least have no excuse to say, oh, I don't know why my weight's going up. I wonder what's happening, like that type of thing. Also, do I want to make these different colors? Because sometimes I put the activity notes or the activity here, and then the notes have to go over here initially. No, I don't think I do. Well, maybe I could make it a light gray or something, this cell. Can I make the cell a slightly different color? Light gray? Will that look weird? No, that's okay. And I'm going to print in grayscale anyway, so this will definitely stand out. Okay. Well, then I think this is the newest iteration of what my next year's planner is going to look like. And of course, it's not even halfway through 2024 yet, so this can still change. But at least I've got something going that I can print out if I want to and see if I like it. And then when the time comes, like around September or October, when I feel like everything's kind of settled, I might just go to a print shop and have them printed double-sided with 2 on 1 page, because that is an option. I think we can just say, like, this is just an A4 size, and for the Americans, I guess this would be closer to a letter, although A4 is not quite letter. And you can say with print settings, I think I did that already, with the options, no, not options, properties. Yeah, you can say pages in the sheet 2, and then a layout, landscape. No, is that good? No, portrait. Portrait's better. Then it actually uses the real estate properly, because I have 2 of the same pages on this side, and then it should flip over if you say print on both sides. Oh, I have to put an A4 here. Where is the print on both sides? Print on both sides. Flip on long edge. Is that right? Short edge? Short edge better. Yeah, very good. Then it will print it double-sided, and you can just cut it down the middle, and then you have 4 pages basically. So you can do that. So I'm just going to leave it like this, and then we'll see about that when we get there. And if I have a better printer by that time, I'll just do it at home, and I don't have to go to any print shop, even though they're probably going to be faster and maybe more cost efficient, but we'll see about that. I like to keep things around my house, just kind of like with the cinch that I just ordered. I'm just going to put this away so I have something more colorful to look at. Background that I put up the other day. So a little more color in our video. So I like to have things within my own control, and that's why I ordered that cinch. It's secondhand, so I got it for $50, which I think is cheaper than if you were to buy it new. And can we see that real quick? Maybe I can see that on bol.com, which is something, maybe Amazon, but let's check bol.com first. La la la. Let's see if it even knows what a cinch is. Yeah, not. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Here is the We Are Memory Keepers cinch version 2, which I think is also what I got. And it is 120 bucks. So I got it for 70 bucks less. So that's great. And it's a standard package, and this thing lets you punch the holes that you need for the wire printing, the wire binding. And then on this side, you can't really see that. They don't really show that. I don't want to watch the video. Okay, so on this side there are these little hooks that you can use to put the O frame on, or the O wire, and then you can put the paper on this side, and then on the back, which you can kind of see back here, but not really, is the section that you can use to push down the wire frame so that it closes like that. And then you have your own little booklets here. It's quite an investment, but if you look for secondhand, then you can definitely get a good deal, like I was just saying. And that's coming in. I don't have it yet, but I like this type of stuff so that I can make stuff myself. I don't have to go to any copy shops. And since I tend to change my mind a lot about what I want and stuff like that, it's good for me to have these things so I don't have to spend tons of money going back and forth to different copy shops to have them make it for me. So that is something I like. I have tons of little tools and things that keep me busy. And then I go to work on Monday and they're like, what did you do this weekend? And I'm like, don't think you really want to know. All right, anyway, so that is it for this video. Hope you found that interesting. I hope to see you in another one. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now. I can't wave, so I'll just do this.